Good morning, friends, and happy Valentine's Day and happy Trauma-Informed Tuesday. That's right, we're going to talk about Valentine's Day and being trauma-informed on the same episode. I know this is the day to focus on our intimate partner love or on our self-love that's flooding the internet everywhere. Those are both great things, but I want to talk about trauma-informed practices as the ultimate in servant love. If you happen to be a servant leader and working for an organization or working inside your community, the well-being of the people around you is center to your work, right? Trauma-informed practices aren't about the trauma. They're about creating environments where those people that you are serving, those people who are serving you, don't have to worry about their trauma. And is there anything more loving, anything more caring than doing that? Trauma-informed practices are not about the deep, dark stories of the human experience that aren't so positive, that aren't so loving. They're about understanding that we can intentionally create environments, create policies, have rules about our communication that allow everyone to bring their whole selves into the space, unlock their own potential, and it's brilliant and wonderful for them. What an act of love. But it's brilliant and wonderful for you and for your community and for your workplace because you are getting the very best of somebody. When we talk about trauma from a neurobiological space, which certainly isn't necessarily our heart space, but there's emotion tied to it, sometimes people will refer to it as an amygdala hijacking. And what that really means is that when you've been triggered or when you're experiencing a trauma, you can't think clearly. You can't come up with the solutions to the problem because you're too busy trying to contain the problem. When we build trauma-informed spaces, we remove that burden from people who are carrying trauma and still experiencing triggers, which, as I've mentioned before, is almost all of us. Before the pandemic, 70% of U.S. American adults were going to experience a significant trauma in their adult lives. And then we've had COVID. So it's everybody. So the ultimate act of love on Valentine's Day or any day is to understand why being trauma-informed matters and what you can do in little ways to be able to cultivate that incredible love for your workplace, for your community, for your home, for your school, wherever you are. And that can be by simple things like the language you learn. I've got a free download on my website. You can go on and download 20 things to avoid and 12 things to try instead and why if you want to get better at your language. You can work within your organization to cultivate trauma-informed practices. You can contact me on how we can do that. But really, it's about making sure not that we focus on the trauma, but that we focus on all the beautiful and good and incredible things that people can do when they aren't focused on their trauma. Nothing more loving than that. I hope you have a beautiful Valentine's Day and every day, and I'll see you next week. So long.